I think I caught it in time, actually. The timer's inaccurate. Actually, yeah, I just caught the start of the game. That's good. That's good. I rushed over here as soon as I heard the news. Right, let's see then where this match will take us. We have... Oh, well, this is rank, so everything's organized in terms of lanes, except top and mid seems to have switched. So I got the top lane Jace, mid lane Kassadin, ADC Sivir, support Braum, jungle Master E. Then on this side, red team invading right now. We have Sion top, Olaf jungle, Akali mid, Varus AD carry with a Nautilus support. The invade seems to have failed due to eating a Sivir boomerang to the face. But they're gonna try again. Nautilus flash hooks, Ignite goes down, Master E blows his own flash in retaliation. Undertows are coming down, but Master E has already made it to his tower. The third Undertow misses. Alpha Strike will attempt to dodge damage. That's not enough. Sion Q comes down, slams for first blood. Master E getting caught by a single flash hook, and the persistent chase going down all the way into mid lane. Kassadin's recall gets cancelled at a very inopportune time. Minions have already come into the lanes. He now has to endure this lane being at next to no health. So that's always not fun. Master E has respawned and is running his way back. Minimal time lost on the jungle. The support will tank a few hits, allowing him to Alpha Strike in and start the camps. So Master E doesn't lose out nearly as much as the Kassadin here, being forced to start the lane with almost no resources. And of course the enemy walking away with first blood, which has gone on top of the Sion top with the decimating slam. Now we lane. Bot lane did enter, red side bot lane did enter the lane with a tiny little health deficit, but that's nothing to be concerned about. Jace can start shoving around the Sion a little bit. That first blood was actually not spent. Sion did not go back to base, he just directly ran top lane. So he's holding onto a 400 extra gold in his pocket, but he hasn't actually bought anything with it yet, which means that him and Jace are essentially still on even ground. I do believe one first blood kill spread across 5 people is not enough to make you level up with 1 minion early. Because that situation has happened before, and it's not like one person could cheese a level 2 off that. That hasn't really happened in the past. I think you would need more than 1 kill. 1 kill was the first blood on a champion, it's like 12 EXP, which is less than a caster minion, if I recall correctly. But now top lane, Jace doing what Jace does best, shoving the Sion under tower with his ranged form. And now bot lane, some aggressive trades coming up. Nautilus dropping half, hooks a minion and brings himself back in, takes an extra boomerang, he has to back off. Now all sides are starting to push up, except for middle lane, holding around equal around the middle of the lane. Kassadin has just silently regened his way back up with the help of 2 corrupting potion charges. Stun goes out on the Nautilus, but he's not going to die from that. Several boomerangs ricocheting through. Spell shield does not actually block in time. Ignite going down onto mid lane. Olaf tries to outlet takes a tower shot and he has to back off, and that's the end of the gank from there. But here comes the Jace roaming down. Acceleration gate, give him a speed up, but the Kali dashes away. There's not going to be a kill coming out from that. Very messy fight in mid lane, and Akali has burned her ignite onto the jungler. Kassadin backing to shop. He will teleport back into the lane and shove it out just as Akali makes her way back to red base. So far, minor advantages being accrued. I think most of it is coming from the first blood. Yeah, I think all of it is coming from the first blood. 400 plus various assists gold. So it's still a pretty even game. Sion has actually yet to go back. He's still sitting on both of his cookies, but his corrupting potion is now totally empty. He's going to pop the shield and coming for an engage. The shield gets broken early, and now he has to come back, tanking a bit of extra poke, and that trade goes to Jace, just by virtue of being ranged, being able to stop the big stupid undead guy from walking up into him. Now bot lane has been pushed back. This is a pretty favorable way for a blue team to farm, actually. It's not a good lane position. But piercing arrows will come down to actually shove the wave. So now this mini wave is gonna not hit the tower. This is actually a prime position. It's not enough minions to actually set up a freeze. But that piercing arrow did not do the push. Did not accrue the pushing effect that they wanted. They didn't actually crash a single minion into the base. And they just picked up the entire wave. So now Sivir is just completely even in CS with the Varus. And Sivir does scale up harder, even faster against on-hit Varus. The 6-item Sivir is pretty terrifying in a team fight. Varus can shoot down one individual target quite quickly with on-hit builds, but his team fighting potential is definitely not as strong as a fully stacked Sivir. There are 2 tank supports in this game as well, Nautilus and Braum. Still, they both offer a ton of PO potential and a ton of pick and engage as well. A decently even matchup, and the lane is reflecting that as well. The spell shield does come out, but the hook hits a minion, so nothing comes out of that. But that is one spell shield that you wish you would have cashed in, because Sivir is actually quite running quite low on mana. The extra mana might have helped with an extra boomerang blade. The cannon goes away. Blue side mid, it wasn't farmed in time, but Sivir gets jumped down. Ignite is taking down. She now has to run back. Piercing arrow flashing in, not gonna hit the mark, but spell shield for precaution anyway. 2 flashes coming down, one chasing down onto the Varus, one being dove onto the Sivir. Sivir drops along with the Varus, and now it's just 2 supports slamming each other. Braum is applying the marks, but Nautilus hits faster, and the stun actually roots the Braum in place, preventing him from counterattacking for a brief moment. So support Nautilus will pick up both kills on the bot lane. But Varus has died in the middle of this trade. He'll walk home with only 2 assists and pick up Bilgewater Cutlass. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Jace is probably going to get this solo kill. The hammer delays him, but there's not enough. Flash even gets blown for no reason. You cannot destroy that auto. And the zombie man will grab himself just a little bit of farm before expiring. And now he finally gets to buy some things. And he buys a Glacial Shroud and a Cloth Armor, stacking up some armor to head back into the lane. Kassadin is still holding, and he now has the CS advantage over Akali. And he is now level 7, making him virtually ungankable, especially in this lane. Akali does not have superb gank setup, and Olaf can't do much aside from running at you. Which means a few Rift Rocks or so would easily put him out of... easily make him safe from every gank imaginable. So he's going to comfortably sit there and just farm up, and he probably will never die to the Akali unless he horribly messes up in some capacity. He is going for the Rod of Ages, and I'm assuming a Seraph is coming up as well for the Ultra stacking Kassadin late game. It's just a very standard Kassadin build, and I believe his secondary tree should also be red. Assuming that this is the standard build. He does go home and pick up a tier. He's going to start stacking that up as Kassadin. Your mana pool is very, very valuable. Now, Jace going in for an aggressive trade against Sion, taking a few minions, but it doesn't actually matter. And bot lane has fully licked their wounds and is not coming back. Aside from the one Ocean Drake that red team has snuck away, the biggest discrepancy right now is definitely on the jungle. Olaf is just crushing Master E in terms of CS. He's farming at a much more accelerated rate. Olaf does flash, there's no double flash, but Jace commits the ultimate and Undertow will pick up the kill. So Jace will drop to a gank, and the CS lead is being extended on top lane. Pings are coming down onto blue side top turret. The jungler is here determined to take some place before he leaves. Master E is not in position to assist. He's busy killing the blue buff, which means that he'll just watch as a few plays gets taken, which is probably a wise choice. You don't want to save that. They do actually way more damage than I expected. That's on top of a demolish. 2.5 plays being taken away. Rocketing the Sion Olaf into a much more income than perhaps what the Jace has signed up for. He is now quite behind as a result of that one gank. The Wei was in a prime position to push as well. He really did not want to die there. But here comes the gank. Kassadin is very good at running away. But is he good enough to run from this? Akali flashes and ults in, but she's taking way too many turret shots. She will drop to the counter gank. And red team has committed 3 people to mid lane and only walks away with a 1-for-1. Not ideal. Olaf will try to set up the wave, but the wave is still quite far. Kassadin is teleport up in 15. He will ditch the lane. There will be no play taken. Bot lane will be an aggressive trade 2-on-2. Braum puts up his shield and slowly walks away scot-free. And nobody dies as a result of that. The Kassadin does have teleport. He does respawn with teleport up, and he's going to teleport back into mid lane. Question mark ping is going down onto the Master Yi from red side. And Akali will slowly walk her way back into the lane. She did pick up Bilgewater Cutlass. Same thing as the Varus. And she's working on her Gunblade now. And Kassadin did come back with a Catalyst. Still no actual combat items, which is fine. That's your standard Kassadin build. But the Catalyst will sustain him in lane, and the Tear will give him mana. He's content to just sit there and farm up. And he still has a CS lead. And here comes the engage. Braum pops his ultimate. Sivir does not have enough mana to scream as well. So bot lane will just walk away from that engage scot-free. Very unfortunate that Sivir was completely out of mana. Could not ult in to assist with the gank. Master E even showed up, but clearly it's not going to be a productive gank. So he just walks away. Akali lands her shuriken and goes in. Kassadin Rift walks away to retreat and stabs Akali in the face as retaliation. And he can afford to do this all day. Catalyst is an amazing item for sustaining Kassadin in lane. Along with Corrupting Pot, he's not going anywhere. He can slowly chunk down this Akali. And now Sivir tanking the Nautilus passive with his spell shield. The point blank hook whiffs, and now Nautilus has to blow his flash to walk away. Varus tanked a few too many shots, and now he's dot health. So this bot lane has to back off. And this looks like a prime position for blue team to start on the Mountain Drake. Very early Drakes being taken here. Drakes respawn on a 5-minute timer, so the first Drake was killed within like 6 minutes. And this is looking to be a Dragon Secure for one team or the other. Olaf runs in. He does not get a Smite Steal, but he's unstoppable. He's going to burst down the Master E. Reckless Swing as well as an Anchor, killing him from half to zero. Sivir flashes away and throws down a Boomerang. They will kill off the Olaf. Kassadin does join the fight. Akali walks over the wall, but she will find no active targets. Question mark pings going down on the Akali. Red team is now flaming her. And Kassadin will walk away with 2 free kills. He's grabbing the grapes, but here comes the Varus. Varus ult misses. Kassadin just gets to slowly drift away. Walking away with a double kill and a secure dragon. Waldo's was a shutdown onto the Olaf as well. Very, very net positive play. And Kassadin is now fully set up. He's going to go home and pick up some very luxury items. A Rod of Ages, that's going to begin to get stacked. He is now slowly becoming very terrifying for the Akali to deal with. While on his way to hit late game, his tower is still quite well protected. Akali's chipping away at it now, but nothing bad will come out of it. She does get 1 plate, but Kassadin is back. He has a level lead. He has items. He wants to he wants to go in. He wants to fight. He wants to go in for some positive trades. And slowly the tide is turning against Akali. Her window to properly assassinate the Kassadin easily is closing pretty quickly. He's stacking the Rod of Ages stacks, and he gets decently tanky, and he gets naturally regen from casting spells. It's going to be a tall order for the Akali to continuously sit in this lane. Kassadin can apply enough pressure now to make sure Akali can roam properly. She goes home and picks up the Hextech Revolver. About 600 gold away from the Gunblade. Olaf will take away the Herald. Still winning in the overall objective game. And now bot lane, quite ahead in terms of just income. And there's also Essence Reaver against Blade of the Ruined King. But Varus still does not have the ultimate. Nautilus commits his, but it won't get anything in return. Nautilus eats the stun from the Braum passive. Varus flashes forward to no avail. The 4th stack was already on him. Spider now drags him both away and runs for the hills. Master E takes him down, but Olaf will trade back the Jace kill. And here comes the Kassadin. He's going to try to walk in. The Rift Walk does not body block the Sion, so Sion will just walk away. Overall, a 1-for-1 trade in the jungle and a positive 2-for-0-1 fight in the bot lane. The gold lead is now swinging back into blue team's favor as their late game members are now comfortably scaling up. Even the Master E is not as behind as he was just 5 minutes ago. He has his Blood Razor item completed. No boots as of yet, but well, no completed boots as of yet, but he's working on it. But even for a Master E, aside from the Nautilus and Sion, there's not really any CC that can deter him. He could properly assassinate the Varus this game, But the Master E pick does seem quite solo queue in this team comp. He does not seem like it doesn't seem like a jungler pick that will contribute much to this game. I mean, even Kindred would probably do more in this team comp than the Master E, to be honest. It is very much reminiscent of a solo queue pick. You pick it and you think you can carry, but even right now you're quite literally the weakest link. Even the Jace is probably holding better. Might be a debatable statement, but the Master E certainly... He does need to snowball a bit earlier, but right now he's just getting quite thoroughly out jungle, to be honest. 4 people group up at mid lane. They even drop the Herald to assist with this push. They really want this tower. The Braum will walk in, but he's alone. He drops down the ultimate to try to peel himself away, but this is a very scattered engage. They're getting picked out from both sides. Jace will drop as the victim, and Olaf runs down the Braum on the side. Very scattered entry. The red team just walks in the middle, separates 2 groups, and gets to kill whoever they want. And this Herald still very much alive. The 5-man core is now pushing down, forcing the AD carry to recall. This cannot just possibly be a third turret, right? There's no... Oh, Master E does actually get the smite off in time, so there's no charge coming out from the Herald, but that's still 5 strong, and blue team only has 2 members left. This is a completely random push. Starting off with excellent picks around the mid lane, but now red team is going to walk away with an inhibitor 60 minutes in the game. Are they going to be able to answer it? Olaf still smacking away. Kassadin tries to walk in, but he gets instantly popped. Varus trying to get the inhibitor. He does secure it, but he's stunned in the middle of a boomerang. He'll just barely walk away with his life. Now Sivir trying to send in ricochets. They're all so low, but nobody has dropped. Everybody's still alive, and they are now slowly walking away. There's no Sivir ultimate. There's no movement speed. The turn is coming in. The Silent Slam goes down. Sivir gets pierced and killed by Akali hiding in the shroud. That's once again 6 members now down for zero. Master E will come in for the cleanup. Dodges the decimating smash. He's trying to focus on the Akali. Meditate will try to tank some damage, but he cancels it just as Akali 5-point strikes him down and takes him out. Kassadin will once again rejoin this fight, but there's nothing left to take. Furious pings going down on the dragon. Olaf killing it off just in the nick of time, and he is going to get away before any further contest can happen. A terrible sequence of events has just befallen blue team, losing 3 towers, an inhibitor, and about 7 bodies to 1. And now this game has just been blown wide open, and you can tell when one side is not tilted when every member somehow has a vision word. Because that's the first thing people forget to buy when they're on tilt. This map being lit up, another coordinated push is likely all red team needs to close out this game. It has just gotten extremely explosive off a single Herald push. The help did not arrive in time, and when it did, it was so staggered that the legendary 1 at a time strategy just does not work out for blue team in this scenario. The game is not over, but it's definitely a tall order for them to start pulling it back from this state. Master E spots the Akali over the wall, and he will quietly leave. And now all that time window that blue team has to scale up into the late game with their amazing late game team fighters and champions, that window has just shut into non-existence. They need to do something now. Red team is slowly putting on additional pressure, and blue team is about to crack. Akali hiding into a bush. There's a vision ward. There's such a huge swath of map control cut into the blue team boss side jungle. They can't walk in. It's not safe. The vision wards will blot out the vision. They can't even reinforce the spot out of the turret. Akali and Olaf playing 2-man hunter killer in the red team jungle. Several pops the ultimate to run away. Here comes the Olaf. This is still a staggered engage. Sion Alt does not find the slam. Master E offer strikes in and dodges, but he's too weak to kill off the Olaf. The Braum out comes in to peel, but the Akali ultimate will kill off the team. And now it's just Kassadin arriving once again far too late to the team fight. Olaf solos out the bot lane outer turret. Super minions crashing down onto mid lane. Kassadin can not defend both places at once. And this 5-man siege is just awaiting the next minion wave, and they'll all dance about on the bot lane outer turret. Kassadin knows that he cannot possibly defend this. He's going to head back and try to clear out the base, waiting for blue team's respawn timers. The gold lead that extended over to 8,500 gold. Bot lane will take this turret, and Varus will opt to reset. So will the Sion. And red team will call it a win and go home. Blue team can try to pick up the stragglers, but they're not going to find any. As soon as they come into vision, they've already made it back to base. Slowly scouting their way into their own jungle, trying to clear out the vision that red team has set. Baron is now the next call. Red team now setting up vision around that Baron pit. And blue team very much playing in the dark with only 3 words on the map. No, 4 words on the map to their name. In all different places. They just don't have a map to play with. And red team hovering around Baron, just waiting for somebody to show up. Master Yi will be a nice puppet. He pops the ultimate and flashes away. Akali will try to get the pincer attack, but she will not land it. Master Yi has blown his escape and his ultimate in order to just live, which means that this Baron can be contested and Master Yi is in no shape to fight this out. Blue ward does go onto the Baron pit. They know they're doing it. Furious Pings come down. The reinforcements are coming in, but they will not make it here in time. It's down to 4,000 health. Nobody's in position to contest. Baron buff was gonna drop. Baron buff does die. Sion immediately pops the ultimate and runs in. Varus chain goes down, locking down the Braum and the Master Yi in the front line. Kassadin will try to survive, but he cannot survive against that many people. It's just a Sivir left now. Sivir will turn for the hills. Undertow will miss. Decimating Slam will eat the spell shield, but that is the rest of Sivir's tools, and she has nothing to run away from. Very clean ace coming down from blue team, losing only the Nautilus. That one team fight in the river, so many ultimates, so many types of CC being thrown down onto the only place that blue team could funnel in, just crushing them before they could ever even find a target to hit. And this does seem like it's gonna be the end of the game. Akali tanks too many tower shots and drops. Master Yi comes in to try to save the game, but he's very a solo queue pick that's just not working out whatsoever. And off the back of a stellar Herald and pretty much just Olaf, red team takes this game 22 minutes in, a very swift and decisive victory.